Hello there, welcome to my infinityinsights.co YouTube channel, and today what we're doing is pick a card reading again, and it will be on what do you need to know right now. There will be 4 piles and you get to choose 1, 2, 3 or 4, and you can do that either through taking your time and pausing or selecting it that way, or if you prefer to use your intuition and just first number that pops into mind, that's perfectly fine as well. Please remember though that you do have free choice and free will, and that these are most probable outcomes. You do have the ability to change your path. Everybody does. And what I'm seeing is most likely path if you were to continue a certain way of where your vibration is for now. But everyone has free choice and free will, so you can change the outcome. Please enjoy, and I shall see you very soon. Hello group number 1, welcome. And what we have at the moment is the 7 of Cups upside down and the 2 of Cups upright and the 10 of Swords upright, the 4 of Pentacles upright and the Fool upright. So with the 7 of Cups inverted, I'm going to say in the past you had lots of amazing options here, or little options here that you weren't sure if it was going to work or not. In saying that, there was one out of those 7 or several opportunities you had, one was a real winner. And it feels like you might have picked a couple of ones that weren't the winners at first. And then it might have felt like here that you were sort of undermining your own abilities here a little bit. It feels like you could have got really hyped. But there was a setback or a disappointment in the recent past, it says here. And not to give up on your goals or your dreams. It feels like it's like, I want to say you've got this. It just had a little bit of a trial and error, and any new opportunities, anything that you do, often there is trial and error. And because this one is important to you, it's like there's a lot more energy going into it. So if you had a really big disappointment, remember that the more disappointed you feel, it's not going to actually help you with this other good option here that I feel like you're now starting to realize is a really good option, and that you want to go forward with it as well. It does require you to take a calculated chance here. Look where angels fear to tread. And what I mean by that is that, assess and evaluate. Use your intuition, use your logic and your intuition with it. There is a building phase, so it feels like you're building an idea or building up a structure or a foundation to build from. It says here, it feels like there may be a collaboration or a partnership involved here on some level, because you've got the 2 of Cups here. It feels like in the past that you tried a couple of these options and it didn't work, which sort of, don't second guess yourself with it, because I feel like now you've actually got the right support. Now you've picked the right option here. It says you've actually got the right support to be able to move forward. And I feel like you are learning how to manage a disappointment. And remember, it's how much energy we give it. So the more energy we give disappointment, the more disappointed we feel. And it just feels like if we get the wisdom of it, we tend to have a tendency to sort of maybe be able to move forward a little more easier, and our path becomes a little bit more clearer, instead of sort of, being in our headspace and beating ourselves up all the time. It feels like you are really trying to build something here. It does require to take that calculated chance. There's a sense of feeling like you had those dreams in the past and you're just sort of like revisiting them on some level and wanting to show the world what you're capable of and show the world who you really are, because it feels like there's been a little bit of so many options and so many choices in the past that you were sort of, maybe that's why you needed to go through that process, is to discover who you really are and what really feels right for you and what suits you as well. Don't get so concerned about what other people say, really. It's only the interesting people that get talked about, so don't worry about it, because that's going to distract you from building something that's going to be quite valuable in the long term for you if you stay focused as well. Yeah, it just feels like whatever has happened in the past, it felt like that there might have been that sense of feeling that something wasn't justified for you on some level, and that you were hoping to be more validated, or it didn't work the way that you wanted it to. But it feels like you're now going into better circumstances where you are able to build a structure more. And it feels like if there was injustice in the past, it feels like you're going to feel better for building the foundations and the opportunities that are right for you, that are in alignment with you, because if it's in alignment with you, it'll flow more for you, and it feels like it just makes you happier as well. It feels like you may have to cross your T's and dot your I's here as well, and just make sure that you get the right support if you're not sure on something, so that there's no sort of like falling in trappings later and thinking, oh, I should have understood the terms and conditions, but I need now to sort of move, need to change something as well. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to help you and give you advice. You have a really great mind. And I feel like you're trying to sort of, these options are now sort of more in your heart space. And I think you're trying to sort of, what I would say is to come from your heart, but use your intuition and your logic as well. It's like you're trying to balance it out a little bit here with that too. Some of you might have some sort of affinity with Librans, fire signs, and it feels like it's helping you get more into your emotions and your feelings, and it's freeing you up more, and it's a really great way. Feels like though when you go into your emotions a little more here, you don't want to actually cause an imbalance. You still want to remember that you need to stay grounded here as well. It feels like you've got these ideas and you're trying to figure out whether or not it's viable or not, and it feels like you're waiting for something here to be produced or to be offered to you. But I feel like I want to say strike while the iron's hot, so long as you've done your research, because it feels really exciting for you as well. Just feels like the offer will come in. It'll make you very happy. You'll feel very optimistic. There is a sense of achievement here, and it feels like you did it all on your own kind of thing. Like you actually came up with the idea, you executed it to the point of having really great results. And it feels like so you can sort of go back to those sort of past experiences where maybe you have felt that little bit of disappointment, or someone had said that's a failure, and you'll think, no, that was my learning curve. That failure was my greatest success because it drove me to do this. It propelled me forward more to do the things that I need to do. You are absolutely going to love what you do. And I feel like find your soul purpose on some level. I feel like you're doing a lot of growth and searching, and you've got amazing energy to come in. You've just got to trust a little more with the universe and to go in. The Nine of Cups is really beautiful. So this is a goal, dream, or desire that you have had with these options, it says here. And the one that you'll pick, that I feel like after the learning curve, it feels like there can be quite a lot of success here for you as well. Let's have a look. Sometimes group number one people reminisce a lot. I'm going to say there's a little bit of that reminiscing about past things. There may be, I almost want to say that some of you, I know it's a general reading, but could have lost a loved one here, and it just feels like you're wanting to do them proud. And I just want to know that they are or have always been proud of you, whether or not you achieve this situation or not. It just feels like they've always been proud of you. It's just the pressure I think you put on yourself a little here as well. It feels like you're wanting to remember a time of when you were happier and when you felt like that you were achieving something here, which is what you're doing here. You're absolutely achieving your goals. So I just feel like all these learning curves here will all make sense to you when you start to actually pick the right option here, because I feel like it's equipping you to make better informed decisions. It's equipping you to understand how people may interact and work with you. It's equipping you to understand that your goals and dreams are so much. I feel like you've got a really great goal, but I felt like it can be so much more, and it will evolve to more, to a point where you felt like you never thought that you could even maybe achieve that. But it just feels like it's going to be quite beautiful for you. Now it feels like we have a little learning lesson here when the devil comes up, and that's about not falling in the trappings of glamour or materialism, but to create that balance, which I said with the Two of Pentacles as well, which I feel like you are equipped with here as well too. It just feels like, I think group number one, people, I think you've had a really, really big lesson in learning something to do with people and how you place your trust with people. And it just feels like, I feel like if there's this little bit of a learning curve here, this lesson here, it's about not allowing toxic people to bring you down or to have firmer boundaries with people so that you can still shine really, really brightly here. Because I love your concepts and I love the ideas that you have, and the universe is trying to say what you need to know right now is to have, it's okay if you have to have boundaries, and it's okay if you need to actually assert yourself or say no. Because some of the options that you will experience, even when there's success here, some of the options may not be for you. I feel like you have a lot of integrity, group number one, and it feels like it's got to be in alignment with your values. And if it's not in alignment with your values, it feels like then this can trip you up a little bit. It's like it sort of spins the head a little here as well. So I feel like if there is some sort of partnership, or if there is something to do with a project or a collaboration here, please be sure that you feel like everything is in alignment with your values as well, because this is really a really beautiful idea that you have that I feel like will help people on some level, and it feels like it can grow a lot bigger than what you anticipate or expect the first time. I am going to use some additional cards here, and I'm just reading their intuition cards for daily wisdom. So I'm just going to pop it here, and for group number one, let's just see. Yeah, it's interesting. We talk about your dreams a lot. So you've got dare to dream. And the advice is your destiny lies in the wisdom of your soul and the courage to follow your heart. So I felt before with the Ten of Cups is that you were trying to follow your heart. And I think and because I feel like there's been a little bit of that logic that's, that sort of steps in the way sometimes. It feels like if you follow your heart, I don't feel like you can go wrong so long as you still got the practicality there too with it as well, which I feel like you do. You do really have that. I'll just do one more. Yeah. I don't want to fall out, do I? Let's have a look at the advice. What do you need to know right now? Yeah. It feels if you've had those disappointments, it says, see beyond the current situation, because I feel like it's only a perception. It's a learning lesson. It doesn't define who you are. And also to take care of yourself, take care of your needs as well. It feels like you scatter yourself a little thin sometimes, and I feel like a bit of a caring soul here as well. But I feel like if you just see beyond the current situation, if there's been frustration or if there hasn't been something that hasn't quite worked, you've got this. It's actually a learning lesson, and it'll lead you into something much more in alignment and successful than what I think you could have imagined. That's what I have for you now, group number one. All the best. Hi there, group number two. Let's have a look here. You have the Three of Cups upright, the Lovers upright, Five of Swords upright, High Priestess upright, and the Two of Swords. I'm just getting a sense and a feeling here. I actually feel like there's been a lot of fun and celebrations coming in around you, and I feel like you've got a choice or a decision about a relationship. I actually almost want to say there could be two people maybe to choose from. Now, it's a general reading, so for half of you, there could be like choices there. And I kind of get the feeling like this love was unexpected, like you might have just been sort of playing the field a little bit, or just dating a little, and sort of didn't really expect much to happen, but you've actually met someone, or that there's a very strong sort of deep, profound connection here with the Lovers card here. So the Lovers is always usually about a choice or a decision, and you've got the Three of Cups here. So there may be a choice or decision about a relationship, but there could be a minor complication here that may have to be sorted out. That's the first thing that I feel like the universe wants you to know right now, is that it's great that you're also having lots of fun, but just create the balance again, because you've got the Two of Swords down here as well, because I feel like it's almost like playing really hard to some degree, where you don't want to sort of like play really hard and then not be able to focus on other areas of your life here as well. With the Five of Swords, it kind of feels like there might be a little bit of a sense of conflict that's coming in internally or around you, and your intuition is actually correct on it, but there's a decision to be made maybe about a friendship here. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It just might mean that it feels like you're either going to not take a step back. You've just got a decision to make about how you manage the situation, it says here too. The Five of Swords can be a little bit about feeling a little bit like frustrated in a situation, and feeling that it's a temporary situation. So I feel like if you're feeling like, I usually have good intuition with group number 2, I think your intuition is amazing. So I feel like if you're saying, oh, I really have really good intuition, but on this occasion here, it seems to have left me by the wayside, and I'm not sure what's going on. And it feels like because this person does mean something to you, that maybe your heart's more invested in it, and your intuition's being a little bit blocked because you're in your head a little bit with it, and instead of in your heart as well. I do feel that you can work through it, but it does require you to, it's like I feel your intuition will say one thing, but maybe your head here will say another, and then you've got this amazing decision to make here. What do I do? How do I manage this as well? I'm just going to put some more cards. Got the King of Cups. So this person is probably been a dream relationship for you on some level. A lot of similarities, a lot of what would you say? A lot of not just similarities, but a sense of understanding one another. Like there's that sort of like almost like a spiritual bond on some level with them, and sort of getting that sense of, you know, like maybe they know when you're thinking of them, and vice versa, that sort of thing as well. It feels like, because I felt like there might be a choice here in relationships, I feel like the person that you'll pick will be the person that I feel like, you know, you can grow old with, and you can imagine having a family and children with here on some level, and maybe even a dog or a pet. But it feels like you've got every possibility here of having a happy relationship and making the decision to move forward. And maybe in the past you weren't ready to make the big commitments. And then this person's come into your life and has literally sort of knocked you for six, and you're going, wow, I didn't think, you know, I would actually, you know, you hear about these epic loves, but I didn't know if I was going to meet one on that level. It feels like there's also a lot of like direct communications. I feel like this person will be upfront and honest with you with their situation as well. They feel like they're caring, and it also feels like if your situation, say financially, has been a little bit out of sorts recently, it feels like you're going to be receiving like some sort of helping hand here with these two cards here back to back, which is nice as well, which will propel you to go forward with your goals. And that I think things are going to happen really quickly with group number 2. It feels like you manifest stuff really quickly when you make your mind up. Things happen extremely quickly here. So there is sort of like a quickness with the Knight of Swords. Things happen so quickly that you're learning to let go of what doesn't serve your growth. And it's almost like a spiritual awakening here for you as well. It feels like you're working towards your goals as well. It feels like you don't need a relationship to thrive and to find who you are. I feel like you want one, which is perfectly fine. But it feels like you just need to balance out the work and the relationship, because I think you give a lot of energy. But just once you do make your mind up, once you do make decisions, well, you can really manifest, I feel, really quite well here as well. It feels like in the past you've had a lot of options too, and you're just sort of working through the ones that are working. I think that there might be 4 things. I don't know how this works out, but you've got 4 things here that I feel like make you really happy with livelihood or study or work or income. It is a general reading. So, and it feels like you have great passion and drive. And I feel like in the past, if you've been in a relationship where you felt like you haven't felt the support, I feel like you've shifted something in your conscious mind, in your subconscious here, and it feels like you're going, no, I'm not going to accept anything less than what I feel like I deserve. And it feels like you're deserving and worthy of someone who gives you great support, is stable. 4 of Wands is really lovely because, again, it talks about the home environment and celebrating in a really nice home way. As well, or purchasing a property or finding the right place that you can create a really nice energy to live in here as well, which is nice. Let's have a look. Some of you have got these really amazing ideas because I see a few wands in your deck here, and it's a little bit of like you've got the ideas and it's really inspirational and it's really wonderful, but you haven't actually nutted it out yet to knowing how you're going to work things out with the Chariot. The Chariot is saying, how are you going to drive this? How are you going to work this out? And it feels like there's going to be a lot of communications here with other people. I think you're going to be meeting like-minded souls. Because I feel like once you make the right decision in what you want to do, the universe tends to sort of flow with you as well. Some of you may have an interest in healing, natural healing, or some type of healing to some degree, and it feels really nice. There's a strength here with you. I'm going to say a gentle strength. Like, I think there's passion and a gentle strength here that the universe wants you to know, that is like to tap into your strengths more, your personal strengths more. And I feel like if you're patient, leaving it in the hands of time, I feel like it will actually start to really work out for you, not just with the relationship, but with your amazing goals and dreams, because I feel like you've had them. I feel like you've just sort of sat on them. Maybe you've been focusing a little bit more on the fun and the relationship sector first, and now it kind of feels like this person comes into your life and says, well, they're really great ideas. What are you doing about them? What steps have you taken so far? And you're going to go, well, I'm going to. And he says, but you need to make the steps. So I feel like he'll help you drive. You don't need the help, but I felt like it's just nice because you're not used to having support in a relationship to know that it can, what it feels like, and that you help each other, like you'll support him or her, and vice versa here as well. There's something to do with connecting to water with group number 2. It feels like you need to chill out in nature or water, and it feels like that actually helps you feel clearer with your decisions. So I don't know if you do meditations, because you did have the High Priestess there before. So anything to do with meditating or nature, and that just feels like it helps you clear your way here as well. So let me just see. I'm going to now pull out an extra card here. Whoops. Okay. Oh my God, you've got intuition. I said you had amazing intuition, and look at that. It's incredible. We love it. Love it for you. Group number 2. You're going to reconnect with your intuition. It hasn't gone anywhere, and you'll go, when you do reconnect with it, it's going to happen on a deeper level. But I just felt like you've had some lessons there. Make time to connect with your inner spirit. Your soul knows the doorway to your destiny. So you need to just trust a little bit more, it feels here with that, and tap into your inner self, that, your attributes. Remind yourself of what you're going through. I think if you wrote your goals down and you had a list and sort of had the goals down, say, on a monthly basis, I think that would help you focus more here as well, and to get some sort of, achievement or results from it. Just shuffling the other cards for you, and I'll just do them here now for you. Oh my goodness, they all fell out. Let's have a look. I'm going to pick these two. Actually, there was three, so I'll pick three. I think in the past what's maybe has stopped you from achieving your goals is maybe some sort of concerns or fears, but I feel like you're sort of combating that to some degree. It feels like, this is funny, but you're sort of updating a version of you. So you're wanting to shed your old skin and be the best version of yourself here, which feels really nice. And I feel like by letting go of what doesn't serve your growth, combating your fears or your concerns, which could only be as simple as fear, and that can actually then, it helps you sort of realize that you're more freer and that you're not sort of boxed in or feeling trapped maybe with thinking that you can't do things. But then it kind of gets the sense here from here that you then transform and unveil your gifts here. So you've got all these amazing gifts, but they're hidden. And I feel like you need to tap into yourself more, connect to your intuition more. And I actually feel like what will be revealed will be amazing for you. And you've really got that potential to move forward. But I just think in the past, maybe perhaps your fears may have overridden your desire to, tap into your gifts and that. And I actually feel too very strongly with group number 2 that maybe perhaps you weren't encouraged in the way that you needed to, because I do feel there's a bit of sensitivity there from you're a little bit of a sensitive soul. But I feel like now that you'll get the support happening here, I feel like this will actually come in and it's not going to be the struggle that I think that in the past that you have felt. It feels like shredding will be actually easier. You might even do sort of like when the full moon comes up, maybe just letting go of all the concerns and the worries and, writing down everything on paper and burning it. And just like really trying to shed the old and allow the transformation to come in here as well. That's what I have for you, group number 2. All the best. Hello, group number 3. What we have today is the Nine of Pants, Knight of Pentacles, the Magician, Three of Pence, and Page of Wands, all upright. Wow, this is an incredible spread. It feels on some level that your goals are, you've already had some success here, it says, and that you are wanting to continue to expand. And I feel like there will be really good news coming for you very shortly. It feels like there's a branching out, and I feel like group number 3 have amazing either technical abilities or communication abilities, and that they're really in a really great place, maybe where their work or goals or study is concerned here, it says. And it just feels like you've got the Midas touch here, a lot of success here. And it feels like it's all about being about achieving your goals here. So I will get some more cards in a second and just see what else is going on for you. But what you need to know right now, it feels like you can take the time to smell the flowers kind of thing. It feels like you're very driven in that, but you also want to be able to take the time to enjoy it as well. It feels like you're when you're busy, you're really busy, and you're looking at wanting to maybe take your life at a different pace so that you can manage it more and enjoy it more, I would say. I love the fact that there's going to be a lot of expansion, and I want to say like maybe social media or connecting to a lot of people here or whatever it is. It feels like very successful. So anything to do with the magician type vibration. So that's sort of, I would say, being seen more, being heard more. And it's usually in a form of communication. So for some, it might be that they love to sing, or they like to, set up something where they like to be heard. I keep getting social media for you guys. Like there's something really successful there for you. It just feels like you're on this amazing journey, and it feels like it's like you've got the power, you've got the control, and it feels like you're just loving every second of it too. With the good news, it feels like there's going to be a really nice celebration of life there for you on some level. So that can actually also mean like you're starting to really feel like you've made it and you're successful, and that you're celebrating your success on some level here. Let's have a look at the moon. Okay, one out of these three options, I'm going to say what you need to know right now is no matter how much you want it, if your intuition says be mindful, be assertive, act with a little bit of caution, that's the general direction I'm going to say, because you do have really good intuition and usually you can turn things around in your life very, very, very quickly. Here, so fast, it's almost like my head spinning. It's so amazing. You've got lots of opportunities coming up, and with this expansion and the good news here as well. And it just, I kind of get the sense that there's a deepening of what you want to do with your work and your opportunities as well. And it feels like people have only seen like one layer of you. That's the best way I can describe it. And they might see sort of like that wonderful Nine of Pence and they go, oh, well, they're really successful and they must be this sort of like a certain way in their personality. And that's not you at all. You've got so many layers of depth here. And I felt like you're trying to sort of delve really deeply into wanting to explore more with that. And also divining a passion here as well. I think that you like to collaborate with people and but you call your own shots, if that makes sense, which is you have a really unique way, because the magician is sort of like you're a pioneer. There's that sort of like going into maybe trying new things or being bold enough and daring enough to try sort of new business activities or new things in your life where other people haven't really thought of that before. So there's a uniqueness with that too. And I kind of feel like there's projects here that are sort of going to be kept hidden for a little while, which is a really great idea until the big reveal is ready as well. I love art for these people. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I love art and music, that sort of thing. They may have an appreciation for art, but it just feels like whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because you've actually found your niche and you found your soul purpose and you're living the dream to some degree. And it feels like here, although you may sometimes feel like there's little tests here and there, it just feels like you know how to manage it and to work through really well. Two really amazing opportunities come up. I feel like with the expansion of what you want to do and with the moon telling you to proceed with caution here, it does feel, and that a lot of it is sort of hidden. You're not sort of ready to do the big reveal with your work yet, with the new projects and that are coming in. It does require you that you may feel here that there may have to be more self-sacrificing on your end. And let's have a look. I think you'll be really clear with people if you're working or liaisons with people here, that you'll be so clear with your intentions here that you won't want to self-sacrifice your needs by having to wait for other people, because I feel like then that stops the flow of your abundance. So I kind of get that sense that if there's a fire sign person that wants to collaborate or wants to do something with you, and wanting to drive the passion and the idea and with you, but I feel like there might be, I feel like some of the people around you that you work with may not be as disciplined as what you have been, and and I feel like you're not going to want to sort of wait and sort of, I feel like you won't wait or tolerate people who are dilly-dallying or not committing, because I feel like you take what you do very seriously and you're only wanting to sort of work with a certain type of people, and that have similar values to you and who are obviously completely and wholly in alignment with you as well. It just feels like sometimes group number 3 people, I think they've been so busy and successful that they might sort of feel like sometimes they've missed out on a little bit of fun in their life here. So they want to sort of, hang out more with people, listen to music, or if we're in lockdown, that means, I guess, connecting to people through social media or through the phone, or it means sort of like just the fact that they miss, that they might have felt like they have made a couple of sacrifices here in terms of like maybe on an emotional level. So that might be that they've realized that they have felt like they have missed out on somewhere, and now they're looking at making the right changes in their business, even with the expansion of what they want to do, where it can also maybe work smarter and be able to have some time out where they can actually reconnect with people and have more fun as well. It just feels like there's no point in sitting on the pot of gold if you're all on your own and you don't have any friends or family to hang out with or a partner because you've been so busy. So it just feels like you're just trying to sort of include a little bit more sort of where you don't want to have to self-sacrifice so much all the time as well. Feels like you've had to do the retreat thing to maybe you had to sort of retreat a little anyway to ascertain that success or to get that success, and now you're wanting to come back into having people around you. But I feel like the people around you may be different from the past here as well. Yeah, I feel like you meditate and you know how to, and you manifest things in your life really well. Have a look. Feels like you help other people build wealth or that live the dream or create the dream on some level here. And it feels like you're looking at the world and going, how can we actually help other people who are less fortunate? And it feels like they're sort of walking away from their poverty consciousness on some level. I think that group number 3 are amazingly inspirational. I'm really inspired by how you can shift consciousness or shift awareness and help people shift their vibration into something that it feels like where it's making them feel more worthy instead of sort of feeling like poverty consciousness here or that lack of deservability here, which feels really good. You definitely are like a mentor or inspiration to people, and you're giving them the tools to know how to, you're giving them the tools, everything that you've done and everything the way that you had to learn, you've sort of compiled it in, I don't know, in a book or in a course or in something where people can then learn from and help them through it, and you're sort of like so that they can go straight to it and learn how to turn it around, whereas you did trial and error. You sort of did the hard work, probably 5 years or so ago here as well. With helping all these people, the universe is saying you can have it all. There can be a really nice relationship for you, but you do have to make room for it, because there is a person here that wants to, this person is a bit of a hottie, and it feels like they want to actually romance you, and it feels like you're super confident maybe where building your empire and everything is concerned, and it feels like with the Knight of Cups here, it feels like he's a really good vibrational match for you, because I feel like you're both really complementary. I think he understands that your work is really important for you. He's not going to want to change you, so don't worry if in the past you've been attracting certain types of people that have been wanting to, I don't know, say change you or control you. This is a person who's in alignment. They're in their heart. And I felt like there's a nurturing aspect to this person as well. But I feel like if we give them the brush off, or if we tell them we're not ready, when you do like them, they won't probably hang around. So just bear that in mind, because they're going to take it literally. And if they do that, then it feels like you could miss an opportunity here. So it just feels here, if you have met someone in your life and you do kind of like them, but you're sort of saying, but I have to focus on my goals, I feel like at least get to know them and at least get to open your heart a little that way, because I feel like they're really a really good soul, and I feel like you could help them, drive them to being more successful, because I feel like they've got things in their life that you may not have, and vice versa. And I think that some of their gifts to you would be helping you, stay open-hearted and nurturing and caring. I think these people love to cook or love food. But they also may love music as well. And it feels like there's just this super amazing, lovely connection with them. They could have a child, by the way. Again, it could be someone that you feel like you wouldn't ordinarily think you would be with, and maybe because you've been so busy, you would think, I don't want a child at this point in my life. But I felt like this person comes with that sort of package. but I felt like the child is someone that I feel like you'll really connect with on a soul level as well. This feels very amazing. It feels like the universe, I feel like you've said it'd be nice to share my life with someone, and you've just sort of surrendered it, and I feel like the universe is going to give you this amazing soul to come in, and I think you've got a choice here in what you want to do with it as well. I mean, if you say no, there will be other choices, but I feel like this person has a lot of depth and energy. There's a lot of laughter. It's almost like this person knows how to enjoy the simple things in life, but also I'm going to say they may not be as financially driven as maybe what you are, but I feel like on a level, maybe it's something that just is something that is a natural occurrence to them, and that they're okay maybe in that area. Whereas I felt like you've really had this really amazing goal and ambition, and you're really trying to target, I don't know, say wanting to get 100, like 500 people to help with sort of planetary causes, or 500 people to help them create their reality in a different way or manifest something. And I felt like he's comfortable with whatever he does, and he's secure within him. This person is secure within himself. So it just feels here like you've been just focusing a lot on the work here. And I feel like he comes in and goes, but what about love? What about heart stuff? Like what about fun? That sort of thing here as well. Really lovely person. I would say this person could be one of your soulmates, but I do feel like we all have more than one soulmate. We all have more than one lifetime. So I would imagine you have more than one soulmate. So I just get this feeling that if you decide not to, there will be another person to come in. But I just feel like this is a really lovely opportunity here for growth and development in ways that maybe on an emotional level that you never thought you kind of would anticipate. And I just think it's sort of like that feeling of in the past where you felt like you might have like kind of self-sacrificed a little bit with love. This person I feel like would definitely make up for that. They're lovely, absolutely divine. Let's have a look for group number 3. There we go. Intention. Power love into what you do, and you will always be doing something you love. Yeah, I actually feel like you're just going to continue to blossom and feel abundant with that. And I also feel like that's also to do with your love as well. Love to come into your life. Let's have a look. So unlock the magic within. I actually feel like you've already achieved a lot in your life, group number 3, but I feel like you've got so much more to give and to offer, and it's unique, and I feel like you'll continue to flourish. That's what I have for you, group number 3. All the best. Hello, group number 4. We have the Tower upright, the King of Wands upright, the Wheel of Fortune upright, 3 of Swords upright, and the Hermit. Wow, it just feels here what you've been going through in your life is a lot of restructuring and a lot of rebuilding. For those, some may have actually have felt like there's been a little bit of either isolation, or they've had to sort of take time out to process and reevaluate what's going on for them. It feels like you've had that you are quite a passionate soul, and that it feels like on some level the universe is saying here that some things have not gone according to plan, and you've had to restructure it, and it feels like it was a little bit of a shock to you. It could have even been a little bit of like disappointment here, or separation or frustration. And it feels like the universe is saying to you, with the Wheel of Fortune here, we have something here for you. What you need to know right now, we have something here for you that's going to be much better, but you've had to let go of something here that was either very painful or had a loss here of some description, and it feels like you're rebuilding your life to some degree and putting your best step forward. It feels like after a period of time of where there's been self-reflection and a little bit of what we call maybe even isolation, that you're now wanting to sort of step forward here. It just feels like what's currently going on around you is temporary. It doesn't feel like it's actually going to go on forever, but it just feels like I think that when the Tower hits, it can be just something sort of so out of the blue sometimes, and needing to restructure because something in our life isn't in alignment. And if it's not in alignment, it doesn't matter how far we build it, it will eventually come crumbling down. So it just, that feeling in the sense that I get here is that don't lose your essence of your beautiful soul energy and who you are. Don't get caught up in it. It just simply means that you're restructuring something in your life and breaking down what hasn't worked for you and getting the wisdom of it to be able to move forward. It feels very, that it has been a little heavy and intense, but it also feels here because there's such a strong fire, sun, moon, or ascendant element here, that it feels when you do feel things, it feels like you really feel it in your being and in your core, and you're trying to sort of work things out. And the restructuring, I think once that comes in, it feels like it'll feel like you're sort of gaining a little bit more insight and feeling a little bit more in control here. There could have been sort of separation in love, either a physical loss or a relationship loss, it says here, and that there has been some conflict coming around you and you're just trying to sort of work it out. I just think that what has made you confident feels like your life has sort of given you a bit of a shake up, and your very essence and core has been what you felt you were really confident in. It just feels like something has been stripped from you or taken away from you, and you're sort of still in that sort of feeling of how did this happen? Why didn't I see this coming? And it just feels, as I said before, with the Tower, if you're not going on the right path and you've been building something in your life that's not right, eventually the Tower will come in to help you restructure it, to put you on the right path, to put you on the path of where your soul is trying to gently lead you. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up, because it's not going to help on any level here. I just feel like you may be a little bit hard on yourself sometimes. It feels like some of you may have had to walk away either from a group of friends or from, it could be a marriage or a relationship here as well. But or there could have been a loss of job here, but it just feels like you will rebuild your life. But you may need to work through a little bit of the frustration, the concern, if there's been anger, or that feeling of that sort of feeling of internal conflict. I feel like you're going to be okay. I feel like you've got a lot of love around you, and this is an opportunity for you, if we see it that way, to be able to rebuild your life and to be the best version of you as well. You are definitely going to be rebirthing your life here and putting your best foot forward as well. Sometimes you may feel a little overwhelmed, so maybe have some goals and write them down, realistic goals. Don't sort of want to do, because you're a fire sign, you don't want to sort of do everything all at once. Just, some goals per month to check in with on a weekly basis is always good. I feel like you've had probably felt like a lot of like responsibility, and there's been a bit of a burden there that I felt like will shift for you once you allow the natural rebirth to come in. And I kind of get that sense for you that you'll rebirth your life in a way of where you're having better foundations, better situations, better people. Something feels more like you're really tapping into who you really are as a soul, and you'll have different people around you who are going to give you the right support as well. Let's have a look. Because there's so many people in your spread, I'm going to say there might have been some disappointments here with people. I don't know if that means family or work colleagues or personal friends here, that it feels like group number 4, people feel like I've always done the right thing and people are not doing the right thing by me, but I feel like you'll emotionally move forward, perhaps even walking away, towards better circumstances that make you feel better about yourself. And it kind of feels like you're sort of leaving the dramas behind once you make that conscious decision as well. And you've got amazing growth and development coming in here, and support coming in where you didn't expect it to be, which feels really amazing. Just when you think that everything is sort of in a heap here, it feels like you'll rebirth your life to a point where you're going to start to sort of feel confident and victorious again. Because I felt like these people could be very dignified, and to have had something happen where it can be quite hurtful or frustrating, it feels like they may have lost themselves a little bit in that. And then when they say, hang on a sec, that's a part of me, but it doesn't define who I am, it feels like when you rebuild what you need to restructure on a stronger foundation, it feels like you'll get the passion back and the drive back, and you become the best version of yourself. You've actually got lots of choices in that coming in. So it feels like for the time being, if you have felt restricted, or it's been one restriction after another, it's only temporary. It will pass. And I feel like utilize this time into, even if it feels like you can't access your goals at the moment, to just write the goals down. And to write it down and to look at them every day, and to start to visualize how it would make you feel by achieving these goals to some degree. Because it feels like you just, group number 4, just need to make a little bit of a tiny shift here with their consciousness here, their conscious mind, and to be able to then to regain being in alignment. So as well, and it just feels like they may have to go through that process of feeling sort of frustration or sad, and that can be sometimes part of what we go through for better understanding of ourselves, and you'll get the wisdom of it as well. But I feel like you can definitely turn this around. You've done it before, and I feel like you forget on some level of your amazing abilities, because up until that point where you had the loss or the setback here, you had you still are an amazing person, but it feels like something got lost here and you're trying to regain that. But I feel like you need to rebirth what was lost, and to tap into who you are more as a person. There's lots and lots of opportunities coming up for you. You will feel victorious again. I kind of feel like once you get your head on and you feel like you're starting to focus, it's like, right, I've got this, and I feel like there's no stopping you. I actually feel like you'll start to feel more confident again as well. 3 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Wow, lots of choices, lots of opportunities. There could be a lot of overseas connections with you, and expansion for overseas, and there's opportunities here as well. So whatever has been lost in the past, it feels like the universe is wanting to give you something greater or more, in a sense of like achievement with goals as well. And I kind of get the feeling that it feels like the rug might have been sort of pulled out from under your feet a little, but that's only because you're restructuring what isn't serving you growth. And once you start to rebirth your life, which is a total transformation of your life, you will transform your life to a point where I feel like you'll have amazing opportunities, and you've actually got more choices. Because at the moment you may feel like, I don't have these choices that I want to create, and I feel like they will come in. All you need to do is rebirth your life a little bit more. It starts with maybe on the full moon, next full moon. I would suggest here, what you need to know right now is to let go of what isn't serving you growth. If there's anger, let go of anger, write it down and burn it. If there's frustration or sadness or a sensing of failure, you need to let it go. You need to write it down and let it go. It's like we need you to shed your old self, your beautiful self, and to allow the sun to illuminate your energy and to ignite on a soul level who you are, to reconnect with who you really are as a spirit and as a human being, and as a soul. Because you've got this little hiccup here, or this situation here in the scale of your whole life, is a blip. respectfully saying that to say people who may have had some frustrations with work, and that when we lose a loved one, if it's something to do with the loss of a loved one, you'll transform and get into a better space with the love of that lost one as well, or if it's a relationship breakup. But it feels like in the scheme of things here, it feels like whatever you've had to restructure in your life, it feels like you will get through this. Hang in there. There are genuine people coming into your life, which I love for you. And I feel like you'll reconnect on a soul level. I think you've got so many more gifts to give. And I think that maybe something in your life was preventing you from flourishing and going forward, whether it was a toxic relationship or toxic people. But it feels like when you learn to be your authentic, beautiful self, wow, watch out, world, because I feel like you're going to knock everyone dead with it. It's going to be amazing for you. I will now just pull out one card for you. Whoops. Yeah, so if there's been trust that's been violated, it's saying you just need to trust that you're on the right path, and that sometimes things have, there's a reason for it, even if you can't see it yet now. One little affirmation might be everything's working out for me, or everything's working out for me. Just keep saying that. So it's trust, and it's saying everything happens at the right time for the right reason. Okay, so that's that little message there, and I will now finish it off with this. Oops. Okay. So it's saying sort of enhance your energy. If there's something being broken in your life, it's like you're fixing it, but enhance the energy of peace. So it feels like if there's been that frustration, and that peace comes from within. So find things that sort of help you sort of reconnect to that sense of peace and happiness. So that might be as simple as walking the dog, going to the beach. Nature is always a good thing, that sort of thing. Listening to music, it's helping you raise your vibration. You will need to take the time to reflect, it says here, in terms of what's happened, which you are currently doing. There's a big thing about a sense of feeling of loss here with group number 4, but just reassure that you are not alone. You have a whole heap of amazing spirit helpers that are around you, your ancestors and your loved ones, even though it doesn't feel like that at the moment because you've been shocked into making a required changes. It also gets this sense here too that you're not on your own. You don't always have to feel like you're doing things on your own when you have a mishap in life. It feels like you're working through it. You are going to be standing your ground more with people, it feels here. And oh my goodness, this is what I was saying before to you, ignite your passion. So you've got a really wonderful opportunity to rebirth your life here and to be the absolute amazing best version of yourself through those changes while you rebirth your life. All the best, group number 4.